So today, Jake and I are at the house on our own. Everyone else had somewhere to be today, so our car's in the shop and we couldn't go anywhere, but that's all right. We have a few things to do around the house, some cleaning. I think I'm going to try to make some apple jelly a little bit later. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, I thought it'd be cool to show you the property fully. So here is the driveway. So kind of the start of the property. Over here is where we're keeping the camper temporarily, next to the garage. And if you come back towards the camper, there's like a little wooded area back here. I'll show you real fast. So today's been a lot more cloudy and cool. It's been really nice. You can kind of walk back that way, walk back that way. I'll show you around a little. But yeah, it's a little cloudy. Temperature is really nice. So if you come from the driveway, there's this little roundabout we're gonna go through. This leads towards the garden. There's the greenhouse again. We actually moved the chickens over into the greenhouse to try to put some distance between Dickens and his chicken mom so that he would attach more to the ducks. And it seems to have been working. He's following around the ducks a lot more now, following around his actual mother a little bit more, so it seems to have done the trick. So over here I've shown you the garden before, but I think I'll show you just a little bit more of the garden, some of the work we've been doing so far. So here's one of the dahlia beds. One of my projects was to weed this whole thing out. It used to be quite overgrown with grass and everything else, but I weeded that out and it looks a lot nicer now. And here's the rose bed that we weeded out and cleared out. So I have to say, the flowers are beautiful. Working on a garden's wonderful. You just have to be prepared to do a lot of weeding. That's pretty much all we've been doing. Jacob weeded out this one. But yeah, just a ton of upkeep on the weeds. They grow everywhere here. Another part of the garden over here, there's some raspberries and some more dahlias. There is a motorcycle race going on here on the island this weekend. So it's been a little noisy. They, I guess, come around and it's every year, I guess this time in August, so a little noisy, but not too noticeable unless you're right by the road. Anyway, that's what that is. So yeah, all the dahlias, we cut a lot of them for market this weekend. So as surprising as it may seem, it was like, I don't know, maybe not quite 50% more flowered a couple days ago, but there were quite a few more blossoms a few days ago, and there's still so many. But I wanted to show you some of my favorite flowers here. There is this stripy pink rose that I just think is so beautiful, and the color's so pretty. There are all kinds of bright roses and very fragrant roses. You have some of these, let's see, dahlias with the really bright centers that go into fuchsia and purple. I think my favorite, though, are all the really dark kind of black-red ones like this. There are lots of those that are really pretty, and some very bright red ones. Let's see, I want to show you one of my other favorite ones. This one. I love this one. It's a really pretty peach color, and then it's got the white tips like that. It's just so pretty. But, I mean, I could probably be out here half a day showing you all the different dahlias. There's just so many beautiful colors and shapes and varieties, but yeah, those are a few of my favorites. So, oh, and this one too. It's kind of similar to the other one I showed you, but a little bit smaller, slightly different shape, and the color is really cool. It's got that, again, kind of peachy orange in the center that goes to white, or pink and then to white. So anyway, just some really cool looking stuff. So anyway, that's a little bit more of the garden, but you've already seen that before. I want to show you some of the other parts of the yard that I haven't shown you yet. So let's go back out. Oh, there's my hat and flannel that I keep forgetting, but it's working as a scarecrow, I guess. I'm not sure what it's scaring off, but that's what it looks like. So we're gonna go back around the driveway here. Here are all the blackberry vines and everything that we picked the other day. We made some blackberry jelly out of some of these that we got, and it turned out really delicious. Maybe I'll show you what that looked like, the jar we have of that. There's some of the chickens. Or is that the rooster? Nope, that's a chicken. So they live in there right now. There are so many spiders in those blackberry vines, though. We were picking them, and it's just, I mean, there's spiders everywhere. It's not just there, but let's see, back in here to the front yard. So they have like a little pond up front, and then lavender and a lot more roses again. There's this nice little arbor, I guess you might call it. Walk under. I wonder if they're still blooming. Yeah, there are these roses that are purple, like lavender, lilac, I don't know what you call that. There go the motorcycles again. But I've never seen one that color. I just thought that was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen, are these roses that are these kind of lavendery colors. Really, really pretty though. And then you can walk over here. I forget what these are called, but they're pretty fragrant. Just really pretty as well. Let's see here. Through here is the English garden. I'll show it to you real fast. I'm not sure what makes it an English garden. I keep forgetting to ask, but that's what they call it, is the English garden. This is going to be our project at some point. There are so many weeds in this garden. Just, I mean, like dandelions that have way overgrown, and the dandelions are not really fun to weed out. They have these roots that just go straight down, really, like it's almost like a tuber or I don't know, but it goes really, really deep. So that's gonna be quite a project to weed all that out. But maybe I'll show you the after once that is done. Let's see if I can get out of here. Okay, so once you leave the English garden, you can walk over here, and this is kind of where the orchard is. There are blueberry bushes out here, and those are really good. Climb through here. So lots of blueberries. Also plums, tons of plums. They're not quite ripe yet though, but they are a really crazy color. I don't think I've ever seen a plum quite that color before, but lots of plums there. Lots of raspberries here. So tons of blackberries, but these are the raspberries. I might, depending on how much time I have and what I'm feeling like doing, I might make some raspberry jelly or something later too. But I think the plan right now is to stick to the apple jelly. Lots of blueberries. And then we have a little orchard here. All kinds of apples in here. So what I'm going to be doing in a minute, oops, you always walk through spider webs too, always. Here's a pear tree. These aren't ripe yet either, so can't do much with those yet. But those are pears, and you can see all the apples that have kind of fallen on the ground, windblown apples and stuff like that. So that's what I made. I made some apple butter Wednesday, I guess it was. I made some apple butter by collecting these apples off the ground, or Jake and I collected them, and then we cooked them up and made some really, really tasty apple butter. So I'm going to be collecting up some of the ones that are usable. Some of them aren't, they're just rotten, but I'm going to collect up some of the ones that we can still use, and make some, put the apple there, make some apple jelly. I'm going to try some apple jelly, so we'll see how that goes. There's a hydrangea over there. I love hydrangeas. They're some of my favorites. Those just kind of grow all over the place. So those are the hydrangeas. And just more apple trees. Again, most of the fruit isn't quite ripe yet. But the stuff that has fallen to the ground is ripe enough to kind of collect up and use. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And then here's a nice little patio, a little sitting area. There's a little walkway that I skipped. I walked to the orchard instead. And let's see. Oh, and there go the dogs. It's just me doggies. Actually, let's see. I'm gonna go this way. It's kind of overgrown over there. And this way I can show you the apple butter and jelly that I made. Let's see if I can turn on the light. There we go. Okay. So, here's where we keep all the canned things. Here's some of the apple butter. Came out such a pretty color, and it's really, really tasty, good and spicy. Spicy, I mean like cinnamon, nutmeg spicy. The blackberry jelly, it's kind of hard to see the color of it. It's such a pretty color though. But we have a couple jars of the blackberry jelly, not as much because that obviously takes a lot more work. But blackberry jelly, apple butter, hi doggies. And let's go out to the other part of the yard here. Hi doggies. Here is the other patio with some of the flowers left over from market. These are the ones that we couldn't sell, so they just kind of sit out here, and hopefully people stop by and want to buy some. Here's some of the bouquets, the made-up bouquets that also didn't sell. But if they don't get sold, if nobody comes by randomly to the garden, they just sit out here. It's a way to kind of test to see how long the flowers last. But if they don't get sold, then unfortunately they just kind of, they die. So it's a little unfortunate, but I mean, that's only a small portion, a small fraction of what we cut this past week. It was probably, that might be about a third of what we cut this week. So just to give you an idea. Some more of the yard here, some of the big trees out there. So pretty. And then one more little spot over here. Here are the dogs again. Out here is the other side of the garage. And we have some veggies and stuff that grow out here. Nothing, we need to plant new ones. Everything here is a little bit overgrown. And we have some fresh stuff to plant. But there's some tomatoes, some tomatillos. Looks like this is a, I believe it's called a keystone garden. Kind of used, I think for, You'll have to look it up because I don't remember what the keystone garden is for. It has something to do with when there's drought, I think. It's kind of a way, there's like a compost in the middle, so it composts and provides good soil when you don't necessarily have good soil. Something along those lines. But that's what that is over there. It looks like there's some squash growing in it. Over here we have some more squash growing. But yeah, it's a little bit overgrown. Gonna have to kind of take some stuff out and replant some things. And then back here you can see is more of the garden, or not the garden, the forest. Actually, why don't we walk through it? Might as well. So there's like a little trail there that I haven't actually tried yet. It's a little overgrown. And I'm not sure if it goes anywhere, but there's that. And then over here, there's a really nice little clearing with a fire pit that was made. We're gonna try to have a bonfire sometime soon, I think, to use that. Let's check it out. So yeah, here's the clearing. There's the fire pit. Back the way we came. Just a really nice little wooded area here. Some more wild blackberries and also some wild huckleberries, which I don't think they're, oh, well, let's see. No, those aren't the huckleberries. This is the huckleberry bush, but it doesn't look like there are any ripe huckleberries right now. And I thought it'd be fun to make something with huckleberries, but let me see if I can find even an unripe huckleberry. That is a huckleberry. That's the size of them. So to collect enough of these to be used for anything is a little more work than I think I'm willing to put in. Just not quite worth it, I don't think. The flavors, I've tried some of them that are a little ripe. The flavor's good, but I mean, it's nothing like so spectacular that I want to spend that much time collecting and juicing them. So anyway, I think I'll kind of leave it here. You saw most of the yard, most of the property, and I'm going to collect some of those fallen apples and start cooking them down into juice, and I'll see about making a video of that process, but I don't know. I don't know if I might be too busy, but we'll try it. So anyway, that is Calico Gardens on Vashon, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.